Let's see. What the heck is that? Alright, let me see this one because I have no idea what is this. Da-da-da. What's that? Soれがあるんだ。次それ見よう。Pong? Wait, chat, I'm gonna go bathroom real quick, but you guys get to watch the video. I'll be right back. I'll be back soon. お手洗いしてきますね。
Pong. A simple word, a simple idea. It's just Pong. It was one of the first video arcades from 1972. A simple screen mounted inside what looked like a carved tree stump. You could call this the wooden age of video games, when everything was made of wood and two people playing tennis looked like two glow sticks batting a square ball back and forth. Yeah, this was before circles were invented. In spite of its simplicity, it's a fun and addicting game, even to this day. I thought it was fun. Apparently people thought so too back then. That's why they made a home Pong console, so you can play it at home. And then there was another one, and 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 another one. There was like 9 million fucking Pong consoles. A Pong console can refer to any game system made in the 70s that didn't utilize cartridges. Instead, they had one built-in game, which was Pong. Sometimes they included different variations, certain kind of updates, but it's mind-blowing to think that such a simple game could have inspired so many pieces of hardware to play it. So, just for shits and giggles, we're going to take a look at all the Pong consoles, which I happen to own. This right here is the Tournament 1000 by Unisan. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work, but with game consoles this old, that's something you have to expect. From what we can assume, you can select between 4 different kinds of Pong. And over here, it looks like the game didn't even have the technology of keeping score, so you have to do it manually, which is pretty shitty. Even the most basic Pong games kept score. The controllers slide out right here. Now that's what you call a basic controller.
That's a controller?
Next, the APF TV Fun. That's a great name, isn't it? The console's got that wooden paneling, and it's shaped like some kind of spaceship. The controllers are like cylinders. You move the paddle by turning this thing right here. This game is your basic Pong. This little switch here changes the type of Pong. One thing that's typical about Pong consoles is that the sound effects never come through the TV. They come from a built-in speaker on the console itself. I guess you can say it's similar to the Wiimote, how certain sound effects come out of it. Next, the Wonder Wizard.
Wait,
looks like a slab of wood with game dials thrown on it. It was literally built from a Magnavox Odyssey using the same circuit board and part of the plastic casing. Also, it uses the same video connector. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, and as far to my knowledge, it only exists on the Odyssey and the Wonder Wizard. This might be a good time to bring up that most of these old consoles have a connector that looks like this. You have to plug them into a box and then screw the box into your TV. I say get yourself one of these, plug it into the coaxial input on your TV, plug the game in, and tell that box to go fuck itself. However, the Odyssey and Wonder Wizard, with this fucking weird shit, you have no choice but to use a box. And even worse, it has to be a special box that takes this crap. And after all that, you're lucky if the picture comes in clear. Channel 3, Channel 4, what the fuck? The left paddle won't stop flickering, and the right paddle doesn't even exist. Where is it? Where is it?
It's
done! Speaking of weird hookups, the worst of all is the RCA Studio 2. Technically, it's not a Pong console because it uses cartridges, but when the hell am I ever going to talk about this thing? Typically, any game system will use 2 wires, one for the AC adapter and one to plug into the TV.
Okay.
But then there's shitty consoles like this that think they're being cutting edge by combining both the wires into one.
Huh?
In other words, both the video connector and AC adapter plug into the same box, which then plugs into the TV.
What?
Again, forcing you to use a box and to unscrew it every time you want to play a different game system.
Wait,
So, technically
every time you gotta do that? Every single time when you change your game?
speaking, the video signal is traveling up this wire, and then the electricity coming from the wall socket is coming back through the same wire. I don't even understand how that works. The only other system I know that does that is the Atari 5200. You don't know how much ass that thing sucks. One last thing to say about the RCA Studio 2, it doesn't even have any external controllers. Two players would have to huddle around and use the keypads.
A
Man, if there was
keypad?
an RCA Studio 1, I'd hate to see it. Next, the Radio Shack TV
What the heck is
scoreboard.
that?
Looks like a remote for a TV with a Siamese twin. Pull this off, you give it to your friend, say, fuck you, this is all you get. Look at me, I got all this shit, I'm in control, motherfucker. Ugh, why does the ball keep going through the paddle? Serve, reset, reset, serve. I'm playing Ghost Pong. Oh, there's color? All of a sudden the color comes on?
Oh, there's a color.
The Sears Super Pong Telegame. Simple enough, 2 little knobs for controllers. Works alright, basic Pong. You got 4 different kinds of Pong. Like, what the hell is this? Reverse Pong? Okay, now what's this?
Reverse
Asshole
Pong.
That's not fair. Color Sport 8. Now this is badass looking.
Ooh.
The controllers pop out the sides like that. 2 more controllers plug in, so I guess you could have 4 players.
Okay.
Got all these switches here, 4 different games, handball, hockey, tennis, skeet. Okay, what's going on?
Wait, Chad, when this one came out though? When this one came out? これいつ発売されたやつなの? When this thing came out? 70s? 70s? 70年代? Ah. Wait, was that the time people were having the World War II as the 70s? え、70年代って世界第二次大戦の時? Is it? No? Oh, okay. No, it's not? Oh. Oh, okay. Shoot, I should have paid attention to history class. やばい、歴史の授業ちゃんと学んでないのバレた。No, it's not. Ah, okay. Wait, when was that again? That's like 70 years ago? So that's that's 40? Oh, okay. That's 30 to 40s. Ah, okay, got it. Now I've learned. Nice だよ。
All they do is change color? Hockey's
新幹線がで
red,
きた頃。
tennis is
そうなん
blue.
だ。
Is that it? I don't even know if this thing's working right. Ricochet. Well, this is excessive. Instead of 2 controllers, let's have 2 consoles. Aside from the clunky design, the game works okay. Except the right controller is a little jittery. That's what happens. The thing about these Pong consoles, and one of the things that makes it so fun to play, is that the paddles move so fluently. It's like an analog control that doesn't exist in games today. The downside is that they break easily, and sometimes you get this jittery movement. This yellow bastard here is called the TV4 4-way video game. Rolls right off your tongue. Well, you already know how I feel about these accursed boxes. How do you think I feel that this one is permanently attached to the fucking game console? These things come from hell. These forks at the end might as well be the devil's pitchfork. One of them's chewed off, so I have no way of connecting it to the TV.
あ、やったことある
And
よ、
I
アイ
have
ス
no
ホッ
way
ケー
of
のやつ。
replacing the box. You think that makes me happy? It doesn't. Another one I can't play is the Color TV Game 6.
Color
It was made by
TV game?
Nintendo in 1977.
Nintendo!
Pretty cool. It was only released in Japan, which is why it won't work on my American TVs. I've heard something about turning the channel to 95, but none of my TVs...
Wait a minute, what the, how many channels they have? They had an 82 different channel? え、待って、チャンネル82個もあるんだけど。え？ Wait, they had an 82 channel? What? How many TV they had? What? What the heck? Only like 5 works? Then why they had a flippin' 85 different channels if only 5 of them works? That doesn't make sense, だよ. What? Why? Why, だよ?
These go any higher than 82.
No one
Apparently,
knows.
it has 6 games, and 2 players would have to grapple for the controls. Nintendo had an updated version with 15 games and detachable
お前だけ
controls.
だよ.
Here's the Volley 6, fresh in the box.
Ooh.
Ah, that stained white color, tasteless wood grain. It reeks with age.
Oh
The
no.
controllers dismount, and you got a nice tray to hold your beer. Fuck,
It
almost.
doesn't fit.
The games are pretty typical. It's your average Pong, with one exception.
Nintendo
It's got
had
some
this
gun
kind of
games.
stuff too. I
don't
didn't
have
know
the gun
that.
that goes with it, but as you can see on the box, it was some serious shit.
It looks cool.
This is an example of a Pong console that uses batteries. That's another thing I need to mention. It's all
So, one of my JP chat told me about the back then when they had this kind of like a game, gun attachment, so like a gun controller attachment. In America, it had it to make it look like obviously it's a toy gun like that. So in Japan, they have a very realistic design, but on the other hand, America had it to make it like a. Obviously, you can tell it's not a real gun. Is that correct? It is. Oh. Oh, なるほど, なるほど. It is. Ah, wait. Oh, I didn't know that. That's correct. Oh, wow. なるほどね. True to this day? Oh, wait, really? あ、そうなんだ。なるほどね、なるほどね。さっきね、日本人の視聴者さんが教えてくださったんですけど、こういう銃の形のコントローラー系は日本ではリアルにできるけど、海外は本物の銃があるから、もうどっからどう見てもおもちゃってわかるようなデザインにしなきゃだったんだって。
always C batteries, but you have the option of using an AC adapter. Now, tell me, what would you rather do? Run to the store to get some C batteries to play your Volley 6? Or just plug it in the wall? The only problem is that a lot of these Pong consoles did not include the AC adapter. Now, I don't know if that's because people lose them or they break, but judging from the box and just the fact that batteries are an option, I imagine a lot of times they didn't include it. Now, what are you going to...
That's a C battery? これ C 電池っていうの? That's called C batteries. 日本では別の呼び方なのかな? 単3とか単4っていうもんね。Maybe it's called different way in Japan, I guess. That's a C type. I think in Japan we call it by numbers, but I'm not sure about this one though. これ単1? 単1かな単1. I think this one is called 単1 or something. Like number 1 battery is like a big one. And then if it goes number 4, it's like more thinner and like smaller. Yeah.
do with batteries? Play it at the fucking beach? Did Pong consoles have some kind of deal with the battery companies to sell more fucking batteries? Alright, this is the Magnavox Odyssey 4000. In between the Odyssey and Odyssey 2, which were cartridge-based, Magnavox made a whole bunch of Pong consoles, naming them after the 1000 digits. The biggest innovation here is that you can move in any direction, rather than just straight up and down.
Huh.
The Fairchild Channel F was another innovation. It's a cartridge-based console, but it includes a great Pong game. The control...
Wait, so you can only play Pong game? That's all? これってさ、このピンポンしかできないわけ? No. Akio, thank you for another gift subs! Holy crap, thank you! Thank you so much for a lot, thank you! ありがとうだよ, thank you! Thank you for a lot, thank you for a lot, thank you for a lot of support too! ありがとう! Thank you! The name's Pong Console? Wait, so like that's the only game? Wait, is that like a tiger? Like, you know, those games are only one game you could play, right? It's kind of like that, right? ねえ、さっきのタイガーゲームと一緒やん。ああ。Basically, yeah. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. ありがとう。 Now I understand. Arigato, thank you.
Controllers were the most complicated yet, and it takes some time getting used to, but when you do, it's awesome. Rocking the stick moves the paddle in any 4 directions.
Ooh.
Twisting and turning changes the angle the paddle's facing. Pushing and pulling moves the goalie up and down. If you play with a friend, it makes for a busy and intense game of Pong.
Okay, that was fun.
This is the Coleco Telstar. Once again, the controllers are built on the console. There's 3 settings: tennis, hockey, and handball.
Ooh.
It's another basic Pong console. At last, we have the Coleco Telstar Arcade.
What is
Look at
this?
this mess. A steering wheel?
A gun?
What madman came up with this?
What is this?
Believe it or not, it actually uses cartridges. Have you ever seen a cartridge like this? A silver triangle that snaps onto the top of the
It
console?
looks cool.
On one side, you have a regular Pong game. On the other, you have a racing game.
Ooh.
The lever controls your speed, and the wheel steers your car.
Wait, I wanna
vertically
play
on the
this.
screen.
Wow.
It's kinda cool.
Ah.
The gun game is like trying to shoot falling stars. It's impossible, but the gun's probably broken, so who knows?
Wait a minute. They're telling you to shoot that? 무리야로. Look at it. It's a 1 dot, but it's so fast. No way. 고래츠 무리다로. No way you could do it.
It's impossible, but the gun's probably broken, so who knows? Well, that's Pong for you. All these different consoles goes to show how such a simple game could become such a hot-selling franchise. I could see people thinking 30 years ago, wow, Pong, this is where it's at. It ain't gonna get any better than this. Now what's this here? This Xbox 360? Some modern game?
I forgot this video got released in like 2011. Holy. Now we got PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and even we're gonna get Nintendo Switch 2.